Coach Dubois. How are you?
I'm doing well, Casey. How are you?
I'm doing great. What was the difference between this year's playoff run and last year's?
I think last year, we had a really good start to that series in Victoria, winning Game 1 in overtime. And with that comes confidence and momentum. We came back home last year up 2-0 and had a lot to feel good about. And this year, I don't think we necessarily played poorly in Game 1 in Victoria, but they were ready for us. We had a tough start to that series and really never got a chance to build that confidence and momentum that you hope for.
What's one thing you learned about your team this season?
I think we probably learned some lessons about, what it can be like with a younger group sometimes. By the end of the season, we only had one 20-year-old with John Hawthorne, so we had a lot more responsibility on younger players and first-year players, and that can be, tough on guys who are just getting to know their way and build some confidence playing in the BCHL. And as a coach, dealing with younger guys versus veteran guys, it's a bit of a different approach as well. So that was, certainly a new experience.
Jenna Sawyer asks, how trades work?
Well, Jenna, we're in a position being in the CJHL, the Canadian Junior Hockey League, where whether it's another team in our league or a team outside of BC, when two teams come together, there's a player that somebody wants to move, or there's a player that somebody wants to pick up. As long as you can come to an agreement on that, we're able to go through that process with any team in the BCHL or Alberta, or moving east from there. You agree with the team. You let the players know. We've been lucky in that most of the time guys are really excited to come to Port Alberni and be a Bulldog, and you go from there.
How do recruiting trips work?
There's a few different ways. A lot of the time you'll go to an event where there's a bunch of teams playing, and you're really trying to figure out, over a short period of time, over a couple of days, who are the guys that you want to see. When a lot of times there's 150 or 200 players at a showcase type event. Other times you're going with the goal of watching one specific guy, and you really have a chance to focus on him and watch him specifically over a few games or over a weekend. Early in the season, you're usually trying to set the groundwork in terms of seeing everybody and kind of narrowing it down from there. And by the time you get later in the year, you're looking at those specific guys that you might want to commit to or get to your spring camp, and you're really doing more specific work on those players.
What will Christophe Sauvageau add to your blue line?
Christophe, from what I've seen, he's a really smart, mobile defenseman. A guy who moves his feet, moves the puck, probably makes us a little quicker and more mobile, and I think there's some good offensive upside there as well.
What's your favorite thing about being a coach?
Probably just all the people that you get to deal with on a daily basis. Being around the rink and getting to interact with the players and see them grow and develop over the course of the season. Getting to deal with the rest of what's been a great coaching staff here in Alberni, not just with Matt, but with guys like Tyler Ruel and Rick Skavink and Jamie Waslin this season. Getting to build those relationships, and then of course being out in the community and getting to know the fans and the people who support the team. Everywhere you go, and I've been a few different places, you end up with some really great relationships.
Most memorable moment with Coach Hughes?
There's a few. We talked earlier about that playoff series against Victoria last year, and that would probably be the number one for me. Would be going up 3-0 in that series and taking it to 7 games. There was a lot of drama on the ice, some great celebrations, and it was great to be in that series against a really good team and push them to the limit, go the distance with them. So that's probably the one that I'm going to remember the most.